Hey everyone, so in today's video I want to show you what is the best way to get Lookie tokens, and I'm just going to be going over a few things like scaling the screen properly and what you actually need to get the most amount of Lookie tokens. I should have timestamps like in the descriptions and in the YouTube videos because I know you can do that now. That's only if I figure out how to actually do it. So we're gonna have to see. But yeah, if I do figure it out, I should have timestamps to everything in this video, like each chapter or section, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, if you're interested in any other ones or you knew something previously, then just skip to the next chapter, I guess. Anyway, let's get on with the video, shall we? Hi everyone. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is screen scaling in Warspear Online. The reason I want to show you how to scale your screen is because depending on how you scale your screen, the more of the map you can actually see. So first what you want to do, and I mean I should mention this only obviously works on PC. I highly recommend doing, I mean you can do this one on mobile, but the Goblin one I recommend doing on PC, as on the PC I tend to score more Lookie tokens, probably because I can see more and I can plan out the route better. But anyway, what you want to do to scale the screen is go into your settings in the game and go to screen, and then you want to exit full screen mode, and after you do that you want to save. Let me just switch screens here. Now you can see my desktop. Sorry, it kind of cut off because my screen is ultra wide. But depending on how big your actual screen is, you might not be able to do it. I'm not too sure how the scaling works, but it works for me anyway. So what you want to do is you want to get the window and lock it to the side. So you want to lock, and you see it got bigger. I can see more of the map. But the trick is to move this down until you can see most of the map, and you'll know you see most of the map because instead of scaling down, it's going to scale down in vertically rather than horizontally. No, yeah, no, it's gonna no. Oh, sorry, I'm confusing myself now. But anyway, you want to scale it down just till it starts moving sideways. So about there. So as you can see now, I don't have to move far to see the whole map. So that's how, that's the first thing you should do for this one. For this one, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to do the Goblin one, then I seriously recommend doing this, as you'll see more of the screen. So I'll show you the difference. So if I was to go into it now, boom, you can see the whole thing, so you can plan out and see where they spawn. But if you're in full screen mode, you only see about this, which is still loads, but if you're down here and going down here, you don't know where the ones here spawn. So yeah, this is the first thing I recommend doing. So yeah, let's move up to the next tip. Okay, so now that we know about the scaling, let's talk about some buffs. Now these aren't necessary, but they will definitely aid you in getting more tokens. So they're all free, which is great. You just have to kind of work for them. So if you go into the character thingy there and then into the events, I guess, activity center it's called, you'll see the season 5 miracle world, whatever this is anyway, and here's like some tasks you gotta do to get through the season. And if you go down to 470, increases good Lookie tokens by 20%, which is good. But if you combine it with the second free one, which is this, it's 40% extra Lookie tokens you get per run, which definitely increases the value per ticket. And another buff you want to get is this one. It increases the speed of your character in the attractions by 15%. So combining these, you can actually get a pretty good amount of tokens back, and they're all free. All you have to do is kind of work for them, which I don't like. I mean, for this one you can really just pay for it if you wanted to, but I mean, the quests are easy enough. If you just do them every day, you can easily get to it. And for this one, if you're well, depending on your server, but usually the elf side tends to win these things, purely by numbers. But look, it is what it is. 150, pretty easy to get. If you're doing the rides, actually, you can get max of 600 per day. So you do the rides a few times a day, and you get this. So it's pretty easy. So yeah, these are the 3 buffs you need. Alternatively, if you're not chasing the weekly thingy, weekly kind of the tournament they do, you could wait for the boost of lucky tokens. Every now and then they do like double tokens or whatever. I think last week it was 1.5 more tokens you get, something like that, which I guess wasn't too bad. But yeah, so you can either wait for that, and in the meanwhile you can work towards getting this one and this one, and those are pretty much all the buffs you can get, including this one as well. And you can access this by getting maxed, by getting the lucky tokens here. You need the Whitebeard's approval to access this guy. So yeah, that's another thing you'll need. Okay, so which rides or attractions are the best? Personally, I only did this one, which is the goblin one, and this one, which is the chest one. I have not touched the other two, so I have no idea what this is a group one, so if you're solo you can't even do it. And I think this is the single and group one, so I think if you're single you'll be at a disadvantage, so I never touched it. But yeah, I tend to do this one if I'm on my phone, and this one if I'm on the PC, because this one gives more when you're on the PC, because you can plan things better with the bigger screen. This one takes 2 minutes and takes two tickets, and this one takes 3 minutes and takes 3 tickets. So I just tend to usually go for this one, as well, you get more tokens technically quicker, even though it's not really quicker, but you're just in there for longer, so it doesn't feel as long, I guess, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing the 2 on the other side of the map. I recommend this or this. Personally, I started on this one, and then I kind of got bored of it because it's just standing and looking at chest spawn, and I went on to this one. So, and I'm still actually on just doing this one. Typically in this one I would have got about 70 on a good run-ish, and this one I typically get about 90. Max I seen on this one was 112. That's with both of the buffs and the speed boost as well. So that's max I ever got, but I only got that twice. Usually you'll see about 99 or 90 or 106-ish. Honestly, depends on your performance. The more you practice, the better you get. So yeah, I recommend these 2. Wouldn't go for anything else. Right, there isn't any better way to record this other than doing what I'm doing now, because you need the big screen for me to actually show you like how I do the rides. And basically I don't have the speed boost right now because I'm probably not gonna be spamming this for right now, but basically I go press it, it takes 3 minutes, takes 3 tokens, it takes 3 tickets, and yeah, you can read more about it if you want, but basically it's 4 cakes that spawn and you have to collect them. The more you collect, the more tokens you get, but the more you collect, the more goblins spawn. So I'm just gonna start and I'll show you how I do it. Basically I press fight, I spawn in, I use a speed boost straight away, and I kind of go in anti-clockwise pattern. This is because they each spawn the same time. They each have like the same timer after you collect them. I think it's like 10 seconds after you collect them, another one spawns in the same place. So if you go in like a circle, you'll just keep collecting them, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna do this. I'll probably speed it up a little in a second here. just so you can see how much I get at the end. But basically you want to go around and kind of collect these. There's some strategies, like there's no point of going all the way here because these two are going to spawn there, because I know I collected this one first and then this one. It's kind of, yeah, sometimes, that's another thing I was going to say, sometimes you will get frustrated because of the way these elves can just zap you from very far away at times. Be careful with this one, especially when you have the speed boost. I tend to notice that he zaps me to the middle if I have the speed boost here and try to use the first skill on him. Not sure why, but that's what tends to happen. Anyway, I'm gonna speed it up here and I'll just show you how much I get at the end from just going in a clockwise direction. Okay, so I got 91 tokens, which usually I would get more, but it kind of depends on your look sometimes how the things spawn and whatnot, but usually I get about 99 or 91, it just depends. Sometimes it's 80, sometimes it's even 70 if it really goes bad, but on the good days I told you, you can get up to like 112 or even more potentially if you have a really good run with the boosts. So yeah, this is me going through the buffs. Let's move on. So my last final tip is really for people who are attempting to get first place or high enough in the Lucky Token tournament, and the tip is try to stay ahead. Like I'm about 20,000 ahead of the person in second place, and that's because, oh, thank you Oceans. It's very nice of you. Anyway, I'm first. That's because I want to make sure that if I go to sleep, the person in second place can't just overtake me and go beyond. Like I'm pretty sure it will take the person in second place about 12 hours to, if they were constantly getting 100. Are you worried? I'm just standing here talking. Not really worried. I should be gone, but anyway, thank you for your concern. Anyway, so basically you want to make sure you're a decent amount of tokens ahead, because the more ahead you are, the better chance it gets to catch up if you see them climbing up. Like I did the math, and it will take him about 12 hours to catch up to me alone, if he was to get everything perfect every single go, which is a lot. So that would give me time to sleep, wake up and see, oh, he's trying to catch up. So I would grind and he'd be tired, so he'd be going to sleep. So it would just kind of balance itself out there. That's kind of like the main tip I have for people trying to get to the top. And people who are just trying to actually just get the items in the shop, like the Lucky Token shop, like the stars or the staff or the costume, whatever. Just chill out, I guess. Wait for the Lucky Token boost, whatever the Warspear Online devs gave you every few weeks or whatever it is, and then do it. You will save your money and you'll get your thing way faster. Anyway, that's it for the video, really. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, hopefully. If you have any other questions, ask me down in the comments. I will answer them. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.